Smart Palate is the best tool to help people with speech difficulties when learning a new language. It improves pronunciations and reduces accent, providing visual feedback integrated with artificial intelligence. Smart Palate is the best tool to help people with speech difficulties when learning a new language. It improves pronunciations and reduces accent, providing visual feedback integrated with artificial intelligence. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the live stream for Smart Palate Web. As I told you last week, today we're gonna learn how to create a room for a therapist that wants to provide virtual therapy. So this is a very good feature that the Smart Palate Web has now, and we want to share this with you. So the first thing what we'll do, we'll log in here in the Smart Palate website. We'll use two different tabs to show you how it will look being a therapist and also waiting for a therapy being a patient. So we're gonna log in right now. So I have my Smart Palate connected. I'm sorry, let me check again. Okay. Here we go. So the first thing that we will do is we'll go to Therapist Online. This is how you will see it being a therapist, okay? Right here, perfect. So I will use a second window right here to use the patient profile, okay? Great. So here I am in the therapist profile, and here I am in the patient's profile, okay? And I'll go to Therapist Online as well. We'll see the same environment with the difference that we will create right now a room. So let's go ahead and click on Create Room. Here you can put the date and time. We're gonna put today's date, and let's say right now here is 1:06. So we'll go 1, and automatically will give us like 1 hour time frame for this session. So we'll go here. If we have like different patients, will be patient 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Different patients. We select the one that we want to create this room for. We'll have just one patient here. So click on patient 1, assign room. Let me see. Oh, probably because of the time, let's put here 2. Let's go. There you go. So we'll have here the room already created. Let's go to the patients. So we have the patient 1 here, and you will see it says room, the number of the room, the time, the date, and is assigned to me as a patient. So we are waiting for the therapist. If we want to start the session, we go and click on room. This is what it looked at the way when we are waiting for this whole platform to load. And let's go here. So click, and we are waiting for the patient to get into the room. So we go here. The yellow color, we are waiting for the therapist to start the session. If you're clicking and nothing happens, the only thing you have to do is refresh, and then when this square turns to green, that means the room is available. We click on it, and we have the same process, just loading and waiting until the room comes. So click here. So let's go back to the therapist. Great. The good thing here is that we'll be able to practice just one phoneme at a time. Let's say we will practice the R sound. The therapist has to have the same one. So we will use the R sound here, and we will click assign. When we click assign, we'll see that the patient one, it's ready to get into the room. We click here, and here we'll put the name. So we'll put patient 1, okay? And then join meeting. So we'll see here, and then we'll go to the therapist. Okay, we'll put therapist, and we will join the meeting. Here we go. So this option right here, this arrow right here, is to give you the option to see your therapist or your patient, I'm sorry. You can see your camera here and the patient here. And if you go into the other tab, you can do the same. So you as a patient, and you will be able to see the therapist. I will explain the options that we have here. This one here is to reconnect or refresh the Smart Palate and the entire room. So if we click there, we go to reload, and it will do the same as the beginning. If something gets stuck or something is not working fine, we can refresh the room clicking in that button. If we go to this session, which is the patient session, once we have everything here, you will see a message saying that the therapist refreshed the room, and we have to click on reload to refresh the room as well. As you can see, we are waiting for the patient. So once we have this, we click on here, and we can assign the phoneme, okay? We'll assign the R sound, press here, and we'll do the same in the patient's profile. So this is how you look. As you can see, the difference between the patient and the therapist is that you will have just 2 buttons here as a patient, and you will have these 4 buttons here as a therapist. With this, you can assign a new phoneme. So let's say TH is a different one. This is just for your patient, okay? You assign a new one. You can assign yours here as well. There's a different one. You can see the difference between. So you have these 2 options here to change the phoneme if you want to practice a different one, okay? With this option here is to change the camera, and this one will give you the option to hide your palette. So if you click here, you'll be able to see just the patient's palette, and the patient will be able to see just his or her palette. If we click back to view, so you will be able to see both palettes at the same time. The good thing about this option, like these therapy rooms, is that you can be anywhere, anytime, and you can provide that therapy to whatever person is in whatever country. You can provide this therapy. You can have patients from around the world and you will be able to provide that service just being at home or being in your office in a different country. This is a very good benefit that we are implementing right now for the Smart Palate Web. Um, we are trying to integrate more and more and more options for the Smart Palate Web, but I think this is a very good one. Um, you will be able to, as a patient, you will be able to hire therapists around the world. You can see their profile, see how good they are doing in their sessions, because everyone will start rating from 1 star to 5 stars to see if this is a good therapist, and you will be able to hire this therapist to provide that therapy that you want. As a parent, this is a very good feature because you don't have to start calling and testing different therapies. You can find everything here in this tool that we have, the Smart Palate Web. So we'll go back here and we will finish the room, and we'll finish like the whole thing. And as you can see, both here in the therapist and also in the patient profile, we close the room, everything is closed, and you can create as many rooms as you want. So if you create different rooms, you will be able to see it here, like different kind of rooms. You can schedule your therapist and your therapy here day by day, week by week. You can do it here without a problem. And also next live stream, we'll be able to see this option right here, the purchase therapies. I will explain that in detail to everyone. And something that you have to, that I didn't mention at the beginning, but is very important as a therapist, you have to assign the phonemes before you start the session. The reason why is because, as you saw, the ones that we already selected in the speaker configuration, we'll see that right now, will appear in the room that we will create. So if we go to tongue targets phoneme, remember you will have the list here of your patients. We'll go to patient 1 and we will create a new one. You saw that we have like 3 different phonemes, and let's see, we will use the P sound. So put T for patient. So I click on submit and save. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different phonemes. Let's see, we will take this TH out. We're gonna delete it. And then when we go to the therapist online, we'll create the room again. So patient 1, therapist 1, we'll create for today. Let's put it at 2 as well. We're gonna assign the room. No, let's go here, we'll see. No. 2, 3, okay, let's go 4. There you go. Okay, so the room is created. The patient is patient number 1, and we'll start here. So I'll go back here. I refresh my window. We'll see that this becomes available when it's green. So we have to wait. Click here. Now we can come back to the patient's profile. There you go, it's available. Now we'll come back here, telling us that we are waiting for the patient. Here we go. Now, here I am the therapist. Okay, these are my phonemes, the one that I just selected. And here you have the ones that I created already. So you see the TH is out now. We have the R, the E, and the P sound. Those are the only ones we have here. So the correct way to do it is just assigning in the tongue target option. So we'll go to assign here, and we go here to the patient tab, and you will see now the R sound for both. Okay, so we'll finish the room again. Remember, go to Smart Palate, tongue targets phoneme, and here you, as a therapist or patient, you will be able to select both. Okay, so you can create a new one and create a TH once again. TH sound, submit, the same, save, click on save, the same for you. The therapist will create a new one. We'll create the P sound, so be P, then save. Okay, then we'll go to therapist online just to show you again. So click on create room, therapist 1, today's date. You're gonna click on assign room, 5. You're gonna enter the room, go to the patient, click here, waiting to become available. Let's go back here to receive the message. Click on the Smart Palate. Let's go back to the patient. It becomes available. Okay, you're waiting for the phoneme. We go P and then P for both. We assign. This is the therapist profile, patient's profile, and you will see both with the same phoneme. And if you want to assign a new phoneme, remember, click on the blue button and you can assign a different one. TH, we can use the P, the R sound. You can do as many as you want. And you will see it change in yours also in the patient's profile. Okay, simple as that. Very good feature. A lot of benefits right here, providing therapy in any place at any time as a therapist, receive a therapy in any place at any time if you are a patient. I hope this is something that will help you out to run your clinic, to run your therapy, or even receiving your therapy. I hope this is something useful for you. We are always, as mentioned before, implementing new things, new options, either for therapy or for a patient. And we are really happy with all these improvements that we have in the Smart Palate web version. If you have any comment, please go to social media, YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. All the questions you can send them right there, and we will be more than happy to answer all your questions. We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being with us, and have a good day.
Smart Palate is the best tool to help people with speech difficulties when learning a new language. It improves pronunciations and reduces accent, providing visual feedback integrated with artificial intelligence.